So I had a viewer ask me, Mike, how do I get my staff to complete their work by the end of the day without saying, you better complete your work by the end of the day or else? And I thought, why couldn't you say that? I did not think that. Instead, I put together this video. Welcome to the channel Leadership with Mike. On this channel, I help new managers become better leaders, and I do that with no nonsense sense, if that should make any sense. So, at work, I think we all understand that productivity really is important. You're at work, your staff's at work, your boss is at work to productively get something done. So then the question arises, well, what happens if my staff isn't getting their stuff done? Lucky for you, I have a list. And we're going to start with making sure that your staff understands that multitasking, as much as some people think, oh, I done this and I was also doing that and I had this completed. In my opinion, if you're multitasking, you're probably doing a shitty job at something. Think about it. Let's say you have somebody who is eating their lunch, texting, while driving your mother to her appointment. How do you feel about that? And if that's you, smarten up, because that's not good. Because something's going to suffer. And it's probably the driving, and it's probably not going to fare out so well. So multitasking is kind of like driving your car while eating your lunch while texting your boss. It's not going to work out well. You can't put all of your focus into something and expect the best results because you're spreading your ideas, your brain cells, you're spreading them out too far. That said, let me bring you to number 2, where help your staff learn to prioritize their work. So if they're not supposed to multitask, how are they supposed to get everything done? They need to prioritize. What's most important? What needs to be done now? What can wait until next week? What needs their most attention? And what's something that they could kind of do a little bit maybe after lunch when they're less productive? Help people map out their day. And if you don't do it, I'm going to help you in the next video. But you need to help your staff to figure out how to prioritize the work that they're assigned. Some things literally have to be done every day and it needs to be checked off. Other things maybe aren't happening for a week, a month, 6 months. Does it mean to continuously put it off? No, but we have to work on our priorities. Next, be flexible. Like I said, sometimes there are things that just have to be done today. Other things, maybe they don't. And I'm not telling you to run a loose ship. Like I run a tight ship. But at the same time, we need to be flexible. We need to be understanding, and we need to be able to adapt to things that are happening in the day, whether that be for the company, for your department, for the person, for yourself. We just have to be flexible. It doesn't always have to be set in stone that this has to be done now. Unless it has to be done now. Next, consider signing up your team for like an online platform, something like Fellow, where it's an app that you can log into and you're able to hold people accountable, you're able to assign things, and really, it really helps you with delegation. Speaking of delegation, I know I've got a course that will help you with the most important thing of management is to figure out how to delegate properly. Link in the description. But if you use an online platform like Fellow or Monday.com or Asana, there's a bunch of them out there. They can help people plan out their days. They can help balance their workload. And it's also very visual for you because it brings it to my next point where I want to say, make sure that the workload that people are being given, make sure it's fair. Like really look at what you're assigning to people or what people are expected to be done. And if somebody has 4 jobs and they each take 8 hours, how do you think that's going to happen? And then you've got somebody over here that's got 6 jobs, but they each take half an hour. You see the imbalance? Like how can you expect somebody to get everything done by the end of the day when they literally need 32 hours to do it? So again, making sure that the tasks being delegated are balanced and equal, and making sure that the person who is getting the task has the proper training, is up to speed, has the experience, and can get it done in a timely manner. When I was talking about being flexible, if you give a big project to somebody new, you need to be flexible in how fast you get it back because they're new. They are still learning. They're still trying to figure it out. So if it's of importance, maybe you need to assign that to somebody else. And finally, make sure that you are clearly communicating what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how it needs to be done. This isn't to say that you're just putting them under your thumb and micromanaging them, but when people clearly understand what is expected of them, it's much more likely that that's the result you're going to get, what you asked for. When you're vague, when you don't give deadlines, when you don't kind of give people an idea of what needs to be done, they could be going way off in left field, and not know it. So again, help your staff. You may want to say, listen, this has to be done before you leave, but make sure you've done your part to help the day go smoothly, to help them figure out what the priorities are, what they aren't, and to know that, yes, I was assigned this much stuff and it is absolutely doable. That said, you know what else is doable? Get my coffee and see you in that next video. Ciao.